What I'm showing you here is, and again, when we looked at the heat map, you saw that there's a lot of PostgreSQL usage. 9 million copies distributed annually. 3 million downloads come from EnterpriseDB, and then we estimate about another 6 million instances are distributed with either RHEL or Fedora or OpenSourceDay or SLES, even CentOS, and you name it. If you're getting a Linux distribution, it's coming usually with MySQL and Postgres. But what we like to advise our customers and users is, just like when you switched from Unix to Linux, you want to start with things that are easy so that your company can gain a little bit of comfort in knowing that you can do this the right way. So, people didn't just migrate from Unix to Linux, on their mission-critical applications, right? They started with file and print servers, web servers, then maybe moved to a database server, and then, as the company got more comfortable with the advantages of Linux, then they started moving into mission-critical applications. Well, it's the same with database. So I know that data is the crown jewel for companies, right? People are very, very protective of how that data is going to be stored, because it is important. And so, it's no wonder why you're using DB2 or Oracle. The idea of switching, the thought about switching that can be a little daunting. So it's easy to start with, easier applications. And again, I bring up the semicircles because I want to remind everyone that as you're figuring out what your strategy is, involve your partners who can help you. They're your trusted open source advisors. They can help you figure out the best way to get started. All right, this is the last customer I wanted to talk about. Genscape, they're a US-based company that deals with natural gas. And so they're constantly having to monitor and transfer energy resources from one company to another. And so they ran into a situation where they were rolling out a new application, the NatGas RT project. And you can imagine there's a lot of information going back and forth, constant updates of how many resources are available to particular geographic regions throughout the United States. And so the application is very busy. There's a lot of users and a lot of information going back and forth. And they put that on Advanced Server and had a performant and secure and reliable system without the cost of Oracle. And when we talk about Oracle compatibility and migrating over, so I mentioned earlier, one of the key kind of components of Advanced Server that we include is Oracle compatibility, which again is now going to be in its 7th generation as of this summer. And essentially what that technology does is it allows you to take an application that was written to Oracle, and for those of you that know about how sticky an application becomes to a database, it's very difficult to move from one database to another. Oftentimes, you'd have to rewrite your entire application. Well, with Postgres plus Advanced Server, you're able to migrate that application from Oracle with virtually no change to the code. And in fact, IBM licensed that technology for DB2 9.7, and Netezza has licensed it as well for their data warehouse appliance. So what you're able to do is take your application and rid yourself of your high-cost Oracle license fees. And similar to the migration path that we showed a minute ago with just your use of Postgres, we kind of recommend the same thing as you're figuring out your migration strategy to move away from Oracle. First, you can replicate your data for BI or reporting purposes. Then you can move into kind of non-mission critical applications and then mission critical applications. So you want to take it in a step-by-step approach. These are different quotes from customers around the world and also the industry. And I want to point your attention to the top right. If you recall last year when the EU was we won't say stalling, but determining whether they were going to allow the acquisition of Sun by Oracle, when they finally decided to approve the acquisition, their first reason was that there is an alternative open source database to MySQL, which is PostgreSQL. And as I showed you a minute ago, a lot of users already of PostgreSQL. The difference is, and I think what people are seeing now that MySQL has come under Oracle is, MySQL is great as a web page presenter, right? It's a good read-heavy or read-only application database. But if you want to get into really processing, read-write processing, PostgreSQL is the database to use. And so, again, I show you how much use there is. VDAL is our distributor, our master distributor for all of Central and Eastern Europe. They also handle all of the training, local language support, 12 different languages throughout Europe. They've got a host of partners here in Poland. So Linux Polska is our master distributor for Poland, and in fact, as of this week, is our certified trainer for local language training in Poland, which we're very, very happy to announce today. And working with Linux Polska are companies such as Signity, Comtegra, and IBSPL, who are systems integrators and consultants that can help you with your migration and your strategy as you're moving forward with Postgres. The benefits they're going to give you, again, local language support, they're going to help you with your consulting, and they're also going to be able to give you access to EnterpriseDB as well. And so with that, I say thank you for your time, and again, thank you for hosting me in your country, and if Greg's around, I'll pass this over to him, and we'll move on.